Hi all you guys out there in YouTube land, Chibi here with one of my Feeple 65 Fairyland girls. This is one of the event heads with the scar on it that I still don't have a face up on. But I decided, I've gotten a few comments here and there and a few messages here and there about my inactivity, and I decided to make this video, and hopefully I'll make an update video after this depending on how much space is on my phone right now. So, this is the monster tag from the BJD. I'll try to link the original video below. Hopefully, my phone's kind of half broken right now and I'm filming on it, so hopefully this works out well. But, the first one is werewolf. How has the hobby transformed you? Well, it's a little bit weird for me how much or if any the BJD community has changed me, or the hobby itself has changed me, mainly because I had a lot happen all at one time, and when I first got into this hobby, as in owning physical dolls and not just knowing of them, was a really, really dark time in my life, and I kind of had... I've always had this tendency when I'm really, really upset to say, you know, screw it and get something I've always wanted and never bought for myself, which is how I got my first BJD. And that kind of spiraled like most everything I tend to do. I have an extremely bad ability to not just have one of something, but to have lots of something, i.e. the 30 plus ball jointed dolls I have now. And the triple digit monster highs, quite a bit of ever after highs. I now have a thing for Nindroids. I don't know where that came from. It was an accident. I'm a collector at heart, and I don't know, the BJDs kind of came into it. They've inspired stories that I've never told, but that are in my head, and they do make me very happy. But they're kind of more of an extension of what I've always been, not like... they haven't seriously changed me a whole lot, but they have made me a lot more... how do you say this? I'm on YouTube now. This is not something I would have been able to do before. Talk to people at a camera. This was super, super awkward when I started actually being in front of the camera instead of behind the camera. So, there we go. We'll say that's how much I've changed. I did not script any of this. I'm just looking at the tags, reading, and telling you. So, whoops. I probably should have thought about this first. Vampire. The dreaded sun. How do you feel about and cope with yellowing, or more generally the aging of these dolls? I have 2 windows in my room and you wouldn't know it, because they've always been covered, like completely covered, like more than blackout curtains. Like, I have an entire comforter on one of them because I don't like the sun. I've never liked the sun. I was a little goth kid. Yay! I've never, I don't like it. So, they didn't change that. My room has always been blackout. I actually had to pull out my lamp to try to make this video in my room because I just didn't like the lighting and the camera being more broken than normal, so I had to do something. Normally it's super, super dark in here, even with the light on. As with their natural aging, my oldest doll, I mean, they age so gradually that it's kind of like, you can't, I mean, I could probably bring up pictures of her original and she probably looks a lot whiter than she does now, but I don't physically see it because she's just always been her. So, it doesn't bother me at all. Okay, Frankenstein's monster. Have you ever modded a doll? No. I'm just gonna leave it there. I have never modded a doll. I've never tried to mod a doll. I'm not gonna be modding a doll. That is not my expertise. Zombie. Have you ever caught the marketplace virus? Name some unplanned purchases that jumped out and infected you. I'm gonna show you him. Let's see, maybe. Never mind. That's gonna be really hard if I try to do that. It's... Yeah, I'll just show you. You lay down here. Let's see. No. You cannot see him from this angle, of course. Maybe? No. I have to actually see the camera. Oh, I can just switch. Oh, there he is. Right there. Him right there. He was my Zoom baby. Tan love, my only tan doll. He most definitely cost me an arm and a leg. I bought him way quickly spent. I'll tell you $1,000 on him plus, not including, but I did sell some of his parts that he came with, try to make up some of those costs, because I didn't care about his human parts, but yeah, that was, bam, and it happened, and I owned that doll, and whoopsie. A skeleton. What is your favorite body sculpt for Get Heads? Like some other people who have lots and lots of dolls, I have a lot of different doll bodies. Not as many as some, but I do have a lot of different doll bodies. I have bodies that I absolutely hate, but I don't really have a favorite. Like midget doll bodies, hate them. I hate that body. I want to throw it sometimes. But as a Pawn dolls, like, there's ones I like better than others. I would say I really like Fairyland's Minifee body, but the similar jointing style does not work as well when they get bigger, because they don't sit well, and they get on my nerves, and if you put clothes on them that are too tight, then they're really not going to sit well. Even when they're naked, they don't sit well. But I love the Minifee. It poses, sits, and everything else really well. It just didn't translate to bigger. So it's kind of funny that I would say definitely that or my Dolphy Dream. I really like her body. I like how it's just you pose her and it stays. No matter what. No stringing involved. Let's see. What's the next one? Which? Name some dolls that are magical. Seeing them on your dashboard inspiring you can generally... Okay, I've not been very active in the hobby lately outside of the few people I subscribe to on YouTube and stuff like that. I've been extraordinarily uninspired lately, and I can say that I really probably should just skip that question. I'm hoping after I do my life update, I'll explain more, that I'll be able to do more and be more into the hobby and stuff, but right now it's just not a thing. Ghost, the one that got away, do any limited or rare dolls haunt you to this day? I wouldn't say any particular doll haunts me, but I will say the elusive mermaid has always been something that's come up, and I really wanted, and then didn't get, even though I really wanted it. Most recently being the Fairyland. Life update will explain why I couldn't get it, but yeah, I really wanted that doll.